Welcome back to English with Khadija. Today we are going to continue studying the passive voice. The last video focused on passive voice form and use in addition to the passive voice with present tense. Today the focus will be on passive voice with past and future tense along with passive voice with models. So let's get started. Let's start with the passive voice with past tense. As I told you in the last video about the passive voice, part 1, to move to a passive sentence, we need an active sentence. So let's read together these active sentences. Layla cleaned the rooms yesterday. To move to the passive, we have to identify the parts of the sentence or the parts of the active sentence. So subject, verb, and object. So Layla is the subject, cleaned is the verb, the rooms is the object. Okay? Then we stop and try to do the operation. Okay? The object becomes subject, the rooms. Okay? The rooms plus to be in the tense of the active verb. So what is the tense of the active verb? So you have clean plus ed. So the verb is simple past. It's a regular verb. So when the verb in the active sentence is simple past, it becomes in the passive voice was or were. The verb to be in the tense of the active verb plus past participle of the active verb. So the rooms here, it's plural, we are going to use were. So the rooms were plus past participle of the verb to clean. It's regular, so it's verb plus ed. The rooms were cleaned. Okay? Cleaned. Because the subject here is known, so we are going to use by Layla. Okay? Clear? So the passive sentence is the following. The rooms were cleaned by Layla. Is it clear? Good. Let's move to another active sentence, but this time with a different past tense. They were playing cards when the light went off. Okay? So, where is the subject? The subject is they. Where is the verb? Were playing. Okay? What is the object? It's cards. Then we stop. Subject, verb, object. Okay? So the object becomes subject. Cards. Okay? So cards. Let's focus now on the verb. So play plus ing. The verb is continuous. Okay? Here you have the auxiliary is past. So it's past continuous. So when the verb is past continuous in the active sentence or the active voice, it becomes was or were plus to be in the tense of the active verb. Was or were being plus past participle of the verb. So let's apply the form. So cards here, it's plural. Okay, so we are going to use were. Cards were plus being plus past participle of play. So play is a regular verb. It's verb plus ed. Were being played. Since the subject is not known, so no need to use by. So cards were being played, and then you finish the sentence when the light went off. Right? Good. Another example with the past tense. I had done the homework before I went to bed. Okay? I had done the homework. So the subject is I. Had done is the verb. What? The homework. So the homework is object. So the homework becomes subject. Okay? The homework. Then the verb. So you have had done. Which tense? Of course, it's the past perfect simple. Past perfect simple. So when the tense is past perfect simple in the active, it becomes in the passive had plus been plus past participle of the verb. So let's apply the form. The homework had been plus past participle of the verb, so it's there, done. Okay, the homework had been done, so we don't need to use by me. The homework had been done before, okay, I went to bed. Is it clear? Good. The last example with past tense is Karim had been writing the report for 2 hours. Okay, so let's cut the sentence into subject, verb, and object. So Karim is the subject, had been writing is the verb. Okay, then the object is the report. So the report becomes subject plus had been writing. So which tense? Okay, the tense is continuous and you have the auxiliary had. So of course it's past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. So when the tense is past perfect continuous in the active, in the passive we'll have had been being. Okay, had been being plus past participle of the verb. So the report had been being plus past participle of the verb to write. It's an irregular verb, so it's written. Had been being written. Okay, here you have Karim by Karim. Okay, so the report had been being written by Karim. So by the way, this form is rarely used. Okay, now let's shift to the passive voice with future tense. Example, Salim will give a presentation tomorrow. So here the future is expressed with the modal verb will. Okay, will give a presentation. So to move to the passive form, as usual, we identify the part of a sentence. Subject, okay, so Salim is the subject, will give is the verb, and then what? A presentation. A presentation becomes subject, so we say a presentation or the presentation. So here we have a modal verb. So when you have a modal verb, no change, okay? The presentation will, okay? Give is infinitive, so to be should be infinitive, will be, plus past participle of the verb which is given. By who? By Salim. Okay, so the presentation will be given. Okay, so when you have a modal verb in the active sentence, it doesn't change in the passive voice. Okay, will plus to be. Okay, it's infinitive because give is infinitive, so be should be also bare infinitive plus past participle of give which is given by Salim. Is it clear? Another example with the future tense, they are going to play basketball this weekend. So as you see in this example, the future simple is expressed via going to plus verb infinitive. Okay? So in the active voice, we have either am, is, or are plus going to plus verb infinitive. When the sentence is passive, it becomes either am or is or are. It depends on the subject plus going to plus be plus past participle of the verb. So let's apply the form. Okay? Let's identify the parts of the sentence first. They is subject, are going to play verb, and then the object is basketball. So basketball becomes subject. Basketball, okay? So here basketball is singular, so we are going to use is going to plus be, okay? Plus past participle of the verb to play. So play is regular, so it's verb plus ed. Basketball is going to be played. Okay, so no need to use by them. Basketball is going to be played this weekend. Is it clear? Good. Another example with the future tense is the following. I will be using the laptop tomorrow morning. So as you see here in this example, we are using the future continuous with will plus be plus verb ing. So when you have this form in the active sentence, which is future continuous, it becomes in the passive voice will plus be plus being plus past participle of the verb. Okay, so let's do it together. Let's transform this active sentence into passive one. So as usual, subject, verb, and object. The object becomes subject. So the laptop will be plus being plus past participle of the verb to use, which is verb plus ed, used. Okay, so the laptop will be being used tomorrow morning. So we don't need to use it by me, right? Good. Okay, let's study the last example with future tense. He will have completed the project by the deadline. So he is the subject, will have completed the verb. What? The project. The project becomes subject. Okay? Then we have a look at the verb. In which tense? You have the form will plus have plus past participle of the verb. So it's the future perfect simple. So when you have the future perfect simple in the active voice, okay, or will or want plus have plus past participle of the verb, it becomes in the passive will or want plus have plus been plus past participle of the verb. So the project will plus have plus been, then the past participle of complete, so it's regular with verb plus ed, will have been completed, okay, by the deadline. We don't need to use by him. The project will have been completed, right? Good. Now let's study passive voice with models. As you know, you have models in the present and models in the past. When the model is in the present, you have model verb, okay, plus verb bare infinitive, okay, in the active sentence. In the passive voice, the same model, we keep the same model, okay, model verb plus be plus past participle of the verb. So let's apply this form. Let's first identify the parts of the sentence. You have student is subject, respect is the verb, and then you have teachers is the object. So teachers become subject. Teachers, okay? So as I told you before, should, we don't change the model. So should. Okay? Should be. Teachers should be plus past participle of the verb, which is respected because it's a regular verb plus ed. So teachers should be respected by students, since we have students as a subject. So the sentence is the following: teachers should be respected by students. Another example with modal verbs is he should have respected the traffic lights. But this time the model is in the past. Why? Because you have model plus have plus past participle. So when you have modal verb plus have plus past participle of the verb, it means that the model is in the past. Okay? So in the passive voice, it becomes modal verb, no change, plus have, plus been, plus past participle of the verb. So let's apply the form. Okay, let's first identify the parts of the sentence. You have he is subject, respected is the verb, traffic lights, it's the object. Okay, so the traffic lights becomes subject, traffic lights, okay, plus model, no change, should, okay, plus have, plus been, okay, plus been, plus past participle of the verb respect, which is respected. Okay, so no need to use by him. So the traffic lights should have been respected. Clear? Good. There are some notes that you have to retain. The first note is that sometimes you have active sentences with two objects. So it means that you have two possibilities of the passive. Okay, so let's study this example to fully understand. So he is the subject, gave is the verb, he gave who? Me. This is object number one. What? Flowers, object number two. So it means that you have two possibilities of the passive voice. So let's start with the first possibility, object number one. So me is an object pronoun. When it becomes subject, it's I. Me becomes I. Gave here is simple past. So you remember that when the verb is simple past, to be also should be past. So the simple past of to be is was or were. Here we have I. So of course it was. I was. Plus past participle of the verb to give, which is given. So I was given what? Flowers. Is it clear? So this is concerning the first object. Let's try with the second object, flowers. So flowers becomes subject. Okay? So here to be should be either was or were. So because it's plural, the subject is plural, we are going to use were. Were plus past participle of the verb, okay, were given to whom? To me, of course. Is it clear? Good. The second note concerns active sentences with no one and nobody. So when you have no one and nobody in the active sentence, you have to keep the negation in the passive sentence. Okay, for example, no one invited us. No one subject, invited the verb, us is the object pronoun. So us becomes we, so us, we. Invited is simple past, so we are going to use either was or were. So here we have we were. Okay, so we need to keep the negation. We were not. We were not invited, plus past participle of the verb invite, which is invited. We were not invited. Clear? Let's study another example with nobody. Nobody will reveal the secret. So let's do it together. Okay? Subject, nobody, will reveal, okay, verb, what? The secret. So the secret becomes subject. The secret, okay? You have the model, we don't change the model, will, okay? The negation is always attached to the auxiliary, okay? So no, we keep the negation, will not. So the secret will not, okay? Then we use to be in the form of the active verb, will not be, okay? Plus past participle of the verb, revealed, okay? So the secret will not or won't, short form, won't be revealed. Is it clear? Okay, dear friends, this is the end of the video. I hope the passive voice is clear for you now. Meet you soon with another interesting content. Bye-bye.